What if the Michael Jackson story we've heard for years isn't as simple as we think? With Michael Jackson back in the public conversation, especially with the new biopic bringing renewed attention to his life, a lot of people are revisiting the question that has followed him for decades. Did Michael Jackson actually abuse children, or was his unusual lifestyle misunderstood? Let's be honest, Michael was a very strange person. He had an unusual relationship with childhood and adulthood. He built a world around himself where he could experience the childhood he said he never really had. And yes, as a parent, I can completely understand why people would be uncomfortable with that. Would I let Michael supervise my kids alone, or spend the night at his ranch with them? Absolutely not. But being strange, eccentric, or having questionable boundaries isn't automatically proof of sexual abuse. And that's where the debate gets complicated. Some people who knew Michael personally, including children who spent time around him, have publicly said that he never touched them inappropriately. Michael himself consistently denied the allegations throughout his life. And here's where I want to hear from you. Do you think the accusations were convincing enough to prove he was guilty, or do you think there wasn't enough evidence to reach that conclusion? Comment guilty or not guilty and tell me why. Because there's another side of the story that often gets overlooked. Michael reportedly grew up under enormous pressure. He became famous as a child, had very little normal childhood, and spent much of his adult life struggling with the consequences of growing up in the spotlight. That doesn't excuse inappropriate behavior, but it does make his story more complicated than simply calling him a monster, or pretending everything about him was normal. There were allegations, lawsuits, investigations, testimony, and conflicting accounts. Some people believed the accusations completely, others believed Michael was being exploited because of his wealth, fame, and eccentric personality. The truth is, we should be careful about turning a complicated and deeply disputed story into a simple one. Michael Jackson was undeniably unusual, but the question of what actually happened behind closed doors is something people continue to debate. So after everything you've heard and everything that's come out over the years, what do you believe? Drop your thoughts below and make sure to follow us or subscribe for more like this.